Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host, with another marvelous video. The Court of Owls, a relatively recent addition to Batman's illustrious rogue gallery, swiftly won over comic book readers and rose to the status of a fan favorite.
Imagine how deeply we can hurt the Batman, break his heart and his will by killing this boy.
The Court of Owls recently attained new heights of success when they appeared on television as significant adversaries in the series Gotham. The Owls continue to flap their wings and are preparing to assault other Batman-related films in the coming months, so the story is far from over. The Court of Owls will appear in Harley Quinn when Season 3 of HBO Max's Harley Quinn premieres, as well as in the CW's live-action Gotham Knights series, the main antagonists of which are the Batman, Arkham Games' spiritual successor, also titled Gotham Knights. Who are the Court of Owls, though? And how can comic books get us ready for upcoming video games and television? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Exploring the first comic book appearance of Court of Owls. As old as Gotham City itself, if not even older, is the Court of Owls myth. The court split out from the tribe of Judas, a sect that adored Barbatos, a cosmic bat deity. Several judges thought they could summon Barbatos by chemically modifying a House Wayne member chosen by the deity himself, with 5 metals from outside their realm. The court ruled Gotham City secretly, mining the city for the rare metal electrum, which was produced there from the regenerating substance Dionysium. The Talons, a force of superhuman assassins trained from an early age at places like Haley's Circus and deployed by the court to assassinate their opponents, were created using this poison. Talon's preferred method of executing their foes involved dragging them through Gotham sewers to a marble maze beneath the city that the court could enter. Here, victims would be permitted to wander, given drugged water, photographed periodically, and then mercy killed by a Talon, frequently in ways that were incredibly harsh and resembled gladiatorial battle. The court members would frequently use actual owls around allies and opponents, as well as owl emblems in their clothes, architecture, and masks to reference their operation. An old Gotham City nursery rhyme has been used to pass along information about the court and their Talons over the years. Watch out for the Court of Owls, which rules over Gotham from a shadowy perch hidden behind granite and lime. They keep an eye on you by the fireplace and in bed. Don't utter a murmur about them, or they'll send the Talon to get your head. The Court of Owls and Alan Wayne of Wayne Enterprises had some sort of an agreement throughout the 19th century. The court had secret hiding places erected around the city, frequently on 13th floors that would be vacant out of superstition, thanks to Alan and his company's efforts to rebuild much of Gotham's architectural legacy. When Alan discovered the court's larger objectives and their widespread influence, it drove him insane, and he became their enemy. Alan ran through the streets of Gotham in December of 1922, ranting like a lunatic before being taken through a manhole cover, tormented in the labyrinth, and killed by many stab wounds. Later, the court made up the death, claiming it occurred from a fall into a sewer. After founding Batman Incorporated, Bruce Wayne decides it's time to go back to his hometown of Gotham City. Bruce made the decision to use his wealth and clout to rebuild Gotham after feeling assured about his return home. He told Gotham City's upper-class people about his ambitions. However, as soon as he heard Commissioner Gordon on the phone with the police over a report of a mystery murder, his large announcement party was cut short. Bruce put on the batsuit and showed up because he was interested in the situation. He met Harvey Bullock there, where they discovered the body of a real John Doe who had no identity at all. The body had been crucified using many old throwing knives, each of which was inscribed with the image of an owl. Bullock questioned whether the knife's insignia had anything to do with the classic children's story, The Court of Owls. Batman, however, was focused on looking for hints and eventually discovered skin under the victim's fingernails. Batman delivered the skin cells to Alfred Pennyworth as soon as he returned to the Batcave so that the DNA could be checked. Batman discovers a hidden message stating Bruce Wayne will die tomorrow on a wall close to the body while he's waiting for the results. Shortly after discovering the message, Alfred informed Batman that he had found the DNA results to be shocking because the probable killer's DNA was an exact match to that of Dick Grayson, one of Batman's closest allies. Bruce ruled out the notion that the fabled Court of Owls actually exists, since he didn't consider them to be a serious threat. As he believed he was the only person who truly knew Gotham, he refused to contemplate the idea that there was some old organization controlling the city. Lincoln March, a candidate for mayor of Gotham, forewarned him during their meeting that Bruce's ambitious new goals for the city had awakened an old evil that had returned to Gotham. A Talon exploded from an elevator not long after, leaving 2 dead security guards in his wake. The Talon assaulted Bruce after stabbing Lincoln in the chest with a knife. Although Bruce eventually wrapped his arm around the Talon's neck and was able to strangle him out with more than enough force, the Talon was able to stab Bruce many times. Bruce was astounded to realize that even exerting more than 10 times the power enough to shatter a human windpipe, the Talon would not come crashing to the ground. He claimed that he loves killing Waynes as he chased after Bruce after he was thrown out of Old Wayne Tower's window. While descending, Bruce was able to shake off the Talon before he impacted the ground below by catching a gargoyle. The Talon's body was picked up by EMTs and appeared to be dead, but a short while later it came back to life, murdering those putting him in the morgue and corroborating the idea that the Talon is immortal. Later, Bruce asked questions as Batman to learn how the Talon got inside Old Wayne Tower. He did his usual Batman questioning and demanded to know how the Talon accessed the tower, as the stretch of the rail lines they controlled was the only secret entrance to the structure. He then apprehended a bunch of Ukrainian criminals known as the Whisper Gang in the underground. The Whisper Gang member, who was still in Batman's company after a fight with a dozen other members, was unable to explain to Bruce how anyone could have entered the tower. Bruce disinterred the body of his ancestor Alan Wayne after narrowly avoiding a trap in one of the court's historic locations. In the final years of his life, Alan was so terrified of owls that many people thought he was insane. He had complained about owls hunting him in the days before his death, prompting some to believe he had been murdered by the Court of Owls. He was dismissed at the time as having senile dementia-related anxieties by those who didn't trust him. Bruce enters the sewer system as Batman to examine the location where Alan's body was discovered, and as he turned his back, the Talon suddenly materialized and pounced. For more than a week, the Talon imprisoned Bruce in a huge maze built by the court. During that time, Bruce was given only a steady flow of drugged water from a fountain, which led to vivid, unsettling hallucinations. The Talon watched him from the shadows as he frantically searched for a route out of the maze. He pulled off a weak tile from the floor and went into a room with photos of Batman. He yells, "I'm not hearing you! You're not being heard by me." The Talon approached him cautiously before impaling him with a sword from behind. The Talon asked the court how they wanted to see Batman end, while the bloodied and beaten Bruce writhed around the labyrinth's floor. The assassin started thrashing Bruce until finally kicking him through a wall and left him for the court to dissect. When the youngest member orders Talon to hurt him more. Weak and on the verge of death, Bruce considered giving in to his fate and being executed by the court. Then he noticed a damaged portrait of Alan Wayne, his ancestor. Bruce's powerful outburst of hatred and anger is sparked by the dread on Alan's face, and he springs back to his feet. The Talon approached Bruce to finish him off because he was being defiant, but Bruce charged at him and savagely battered him around the maze. After knocking him out, Bruce used a nearby camera's potassium chlorate to set off an explosion that sent him into the river as a means of escape. One of the court's leaders, an old woman, chose to have the Talon killed because it was unlikely that he would psychologically recover from the beating he took at the hands of Batman. The court members approached the Talon's unconscious form. She then made a detour toward the room containing the Talon's filled caskets and gave the command to awaken everyone in preparation for the battle against Batman. Every significant member of the Justice League received a new origin story when DC chose to relaunch the entirety of its superhero universe in 2011. Writers were given a blank canvas by the contentious New 52 initiative, which they utilized to reimagine and rework well-known heroes, antagonists, and plotlines for better or worse. Batman was one of DC's longest-running comic book series, with a continuity that hadn't been altered since The Dark Knight's debut story, published in 1939's Detective Comics number 27. However, when DC chose to reboot their universe, they faced a significant problem. The Killing Joke by Alan Moore, Jason Todd's passing, and Bruce Wayne's friendship with Talia al Ghul were 3 major Batman storylines that DC didn't want to abandon. As a result, they took the peculiar choice to maintain the canon of every key event from the 7 decades of Batman comics, rearranging everything to have occurred just 3 years before to the New 52 relaunch. DC made sure that all of the fans' favorite antagonists and supporting players were still present in the DC universe by making Batman's main history canon, but it resulted in a series issue for the brand new Batman comics. While other heroes engaged in brand new, action-packed adventures that reimagined time-honored plots, Batman was limited by the fact that everything was already canon. It fell to writer Scott Snyder and illustrator Greg Capullo to create a fresh antagonist who would pay respect to Batman's detective past, rock Gotham to its foundation, yet behave in a way that didn't go against established canon. The Court of Owls became more powerful as a result. The first issues of the New 52 Batman comics feature the Dark Knight facing up against a foe that is impervious to punches. A covert organization called the Court of Owls was established at the same time Gotham City was, in the 1600s. The group is made up of the offspring of wealthy families who established Gotham at its birth and continue to rule it covertly. The Court of Owls makes sure that powerful families continue to be in position of power by ensuring that politicians and business people always act in their favor. However, the committee was unaware from the start that the general public would eventually disagree with their decision. Because of this, secrecy is the Court of Owls' main tactic. The Court of Owls is a secret society that is so obscure that even Batman thinks they're just a myth. The young Bruce Wayne was persuaded that the Court of Owls was responsible for the double homicide after his parents were assassinated. He set out to learn the truth for this reason, but his search ended in a dead end. That's right, people, the guy who is regarded as the greatest detective in the world was unable to uncover any evidence that would have established the existence of the Court of Owls, and eventually Batman made the decision to abandon his mission. It turns out that there is a hidden society, and they did take part in the killings of the Waynes. That implies that the organization invented the superhero, a feat that is usually reserved for the worst villains in comic books. Bruce Wayne becomes a target for the group after voting to remove the philanthropist from the scene, which is how Batman only learns the truth about the Court of Owls. Unfortunately for Bruce, in addition to using power and money to obtain what they want, the Court of Owls also employs a lethal group of assassins known as Talons. The Court of Owls sends one of their Talons to do their dirty work when their financial support is insufficient to stop Gotham from transforming. In order to maintain the Court of Owls as a myth, the Talons are also in charge of eliminating anyone who approaches the truth. Each Talon is a fighter raised from birth to become a deadly master of assassination, equipped with unique suits fashioned like owls. A Talon is quite impossible to defeat on their own, but the Court of Owls also has the horrifying custom of keeping each Talon generation dormant and prepared for reanimation. A Talon is frequently tested by other Talons in training when they have reached the pinnacle of their physical form. Once a new student defeats the primary Talon, the older assassin is replaced by the younger one as the current assassin of the Court of Owls. The former Talon's body is then chemically maintained such that it will remain functional for many centuries. As a result, the Court of Owls has the ability to deploy an army of deadly warriors to battle their foes whenever they believe that one Talon is insufficient. They can accomplish this by reawakening any number of soldiers from their eternal sleep. Each Talon warrior also receives a distinctive nest concealed among Gotham's tall buildings. The Court of Owls established a secret room between 2 levels in almost every large Gotham building to serve as the Talons' headquarters and house their corpses once they fell asleep. This makes it possible for the covert organization to dispatch killers to any target in the city as soon as possible. Additionally, if they decide to attack Gotham, their army of Talons will spawn from all sides, making it hard for their adversary to prepare. Naturally, Batman's participation with the Court of Owls caused every Talon to activate, necessitating the cooperation of the whole Bat family to stop their invasion. The Court of Owls maintained dominance over Gotham for many years because of its extensive influence, stealthy nature, and army of nearly immortal assassins. It is for this reason that they are such a powerful foe. It's understandable why Batman fans embraced the Court of Owls so immediately, and why so many producers want to use them to develop fresh, captivating narratives.
They see you in your bed. Take care, beware, or they will send
A Talon.
Court of Owls origins from Batman vs. Robin animated movie. A young Bruce Wayne is convinced that the Court of Owls is responsible for his parents' deaths. Bruce Wayne believes that the court sought to kill Thomas Wayne for the identical reason that Thomas taught him a rhyme about them, claiming that anyone who even mentions them will be killed by one of their talons. Bruce, however, incorrectly asserted that what his father had told him was just a narrative following some investigation. Batman comes to the realization that there could be more to the court than he initially believed after one of the court's talons kills one of his foes, the Doll Maker. He is seriously wounded after being ambushed by 3 talons of the court while conducting his investigation. A day later, while Bruce is sitting in his car, he's attacked and taken by members of the Court of Owls. Bruce is dragged away after their automobile crashes, leaving him comatose. Bruce is taken to the court's administrative center, where he's surrounded by the whole courtroom. The financial elite of Gotham are members of the Court of Owls, which the Grand Master reveals to him exists despite all the allegations. The Grand Master asserts that they are far more knowledgeable than the rabble about what is best for the city. The Grand Master extends Bruce an invitation to join the court on the grounds that the court requires his vision for Gotham. He places the provided mask back on the pedestal, saying he wants some time to consider it. Additionally, he hides a tracer on the mask the court is unaware of. Then, Bruce is struck unconscious and brought back to Wayne Manor. The Grand Master then passes through their headquarters with his lieutenant, Talon, and other members. The Grand Master assures him that despite Wayne's charitable and selfless actions, deep down he is one of them, despite the lieutenant's protestations that he senses that Bruce will perhaps not become one of them. They enter a facility where other Owl Mask researchers are tending to the court's talons while they lie comatose in water-filled caskets using a hidden elevator. According to the Grand Master, he's envious of their longevity. Talon will serve as their commander as he outlines his plans to employ them to retake Gotham for the court. Bruce enters the court's headquarters by using the tracking device he left in the mask. He is met there by the court, who have been anticipating Batman, the Grand Master reveals. The Grand Master tells that there was a hallucinogenic flood in the sewers via which Batman entered the structure. Batman immediately passes out from the gas and hits the ground. Nightwing manages to save him in some way. Talon puts Robin before the court, stating the young man is prepared to join them, while Bruce is transported back to Wayne Manor. Robin is instructed to take off his mask by the Grand Master, who also demands proof of his allegiance. When he recognizes Damian, he gives Talon the order to kill Damian because he believes this will harm Batman and Bruce the most. Talon, however, decimates the court.
The Waynes and the Vanivers have both spent generations trying to make this city great.
Looking back at some of the memorable members of Court of Owls. Samantha Vaniver, the Grand Master. The daughter of a wealthy Gotham family, Samantha Vaniver is introduced as Bruce Wayne's girlfriend. Bruce introduces her to his son Damian at Wayne Manor while stating that he's his guardian, not his father, and shares with her a plan he has for the future of Gotham. Samantha is actually the Great Master of the Court of Owls, and she's examining Bruce to determine whether he's deserving of admission. She extends an invitation to Bruce for dinner after acquiring sufficient data, but Bruce is apprehended by court agents en route. Bruce declines Samantha's invitation to join the court because he says he needs more time, despite the fact that she is the Grand Master. Samantha, who is Talon's partner, recruits Robin to attack Batman, whom the court views as a vigilante who needs to be stopped using Talon's help. However, Samantha recognizes Damian and learns that Bruce Wayne is Batman when Robin is brought before them and takes off his mask. Samantha commands Talon to kill Damian because she believes it's the best way to harm Batman. But Talon fights the court because he recognizes too much of himself in Robin. Talon catches up to Samantha as she tries to flee the carnage. He approaches her and declares that he's never been and never will be one of them. Samantha's disguise is removed and he kisses her before stabbing her in the stomach and kills her.
Reginald, the Court of Owls has sentenced you to...
Talon. The Court of Owls' chief enforcer is Talon. He has been raised by the court and is a superb fighter since his early years, when he was a street child who was plucked out of the gutter by the court. He has Jeremy Sisto as his voice. Robin comes across Talon a number of times. He sees the Dollmaker being vanquished by Batman and Robin. Talon notices that Robin doesn't kill the Dollmaker after the latter runs into the woods and is chased and stopped by the superhero after Batman taught him to seek justice rather than retribution. The Dollmaker is killed when Talon falls to the ground behind him and pulls out his heart. Additionally, Additionally, he places an owl feather in the man's mouth. Talon advises Robin to follow his instincts rather than leaping onto neighboring trees and running away. Talon also observes Robin as he thwarts 2 robbers in Gotham's streets. He makes himself known to Robin once more, informing him that criminals like the robbers don't deserve to live. This time, Talon won't finish his work for him, he tells Robin. Leaving the 2 alive, Robin pursues Talon, who asks him to follow. Talon takes Robin inside his residence, where Robin can observe several armors. Talon admits that while he has a lot of respect for Batman, there is no boundary Talon will not cross. He explains to Robin that his goal in coming to Gotham is to completely destroy crime. Along with saying he wants Robin to join him, he gives Robin one of his daggers. He hands Robin a device and says that he can use it to get in touch with him if he needs to. Later on, Robin does get in touch with Talon. Talon reports that Robin has taken the bait to the Grand Master of the court back at the main headquarters of the court. The Grand Master and the Lieutenant then inform him that they want Talon to lead the Talon warriors in a conflict to retake Gotham for the court. Talon is wary, saying that the ritual would turn him into an undead killing machine like the other warriors. Although the Lieutenant acknowledges it, he assures Talon that it's for the best. Later, the Talon and Robin defeat several crooks together. Once more, Robin rejects his attempts to get him to kill their boss. Talon then informs Robin, while they're both on a rooftop, that he still thinks too much like Batman and that he must decide whether to follow Batman or Talon. When Talon receives the order to kill Robin, he betrays the court. After killing everyone, he goes back to Robin and tells him that he just gave up a planet for him. Robin has, however, come to the conclusion that Talon is crazy. Talon informs Robin that Bruce Wayne is a problem, but Talon will handle him. He releases the other Talons, intending to use them against Batman, and places Robin in one of the containers holding the Talon warriors. He eventually enters the conflict with Batman. Talon confronts Batman and, in an effort to surprise Bruce, makes up the story that Robin has betrayed him. Bruce, though, is conscious of Talon's manipulation of Damian. Batman leaves and goes to the Batcave, where Nightwing and Alfred are already there. The Talons strike them inside again, blowing up the ceiling as they do so. Nightwing is challenged to a duel by Talon, who easily dispatches him. Batman uses a robotic armor to defeat his men. Talon gets inside the Batmobile and rams it into Batman's armor before sending it flying off the edge of the platform. Talon then exits the car with the intent of killing Batman directly, but Batman opens the porthole Talon is standing on, knocking him to the ground. Batman then engages Talon in a one-on-one battle, striking Talon repeatedly. Talon manages to use one of his claws to stab him in the hip despite being the superior combatant. Talon kicks Bruce with his spiked boots as he's on the ground, further hurting him. However, Damian, who had freed himself, descends and stops him before he can kill Batman. Damian attacks to stop Talon from killing Batman despite his repeated attempts. Talon then makes an effort to kill Robin in a fit of rage, but is thwarted by Robin, who is holding the knife Talon handed him earlier to Talon's throat. Talon instructs him to trust his instincts while grinning once more. He then grabs Robin's hand, pulls it forward, and plunges the sword into his own neck. The Talon Warriors. The Talons are zombie soldiers who served the court for millennia. Batman initially encounters 3 Talons while looking for information on the court in a museum. Batman initially appears to be able to beat the 3 Talons as they descend from the ceiling and assault him. Batman, however, always gets back up after dropping one of the Talons and appears unaffected by hurt or discomfort. The Talons don't respond at all when struck by Batman or impaled by a batarang, but they quickly realign dislocated shoulders. Even electric shocks are unable to stop them. Batman is able to take off one of the Talons' masks during the battle and discovers that the 3 are actually undead. As the 3 work together to overwhelm him, Batman tries to flee but is attacked by one of the Talons and falls into a dinosaur skeleton. Batman is unable to do anything but watch as the 2 Talons that are left advance with their swords ready. One of them had been destroyed by Batman's explosives. The 2, however, abruptly begin to shake and start to dissolve into a dark liquid before they can kill Batman. The Talons are in fact revealed to be zombie warriors that have been working for the court for a very long time. When not in use, they're kept in water chambers inside the main courthouse, where they endure the passage of time. However, it is discovered that once active, they can only remain outside of their pods for a brief period of time before melting. In addition, according to the Grand Master, the Talons who assaulted Batman were able to endure being outside of their coffins for 8 hours, as opposed to the last team, who only managed to do so for 3. The Court's scientists are also working to improve the resurrection process, with the goal of allowing the Talons to endure for a whole day before needing to be regenerated. In order to retake Gotham for the Court intends for Talon to command the reborn Talon warriors in a war against the city. When Talon, who has deceived and killed the Court, intends to use the Talons against Bruce Wayne, they all finally become active. Wayne Manor is where he leads them. Batman and Nightwing are waiting for the Talons inside the manor as they overrun the building. Although the Talons might not be alive, Bruce assures Dick that he has seen them destroyed. The two try to flee by trapping the Talons within the panic room because they're overpowered by the Talons' sheer number, but the Talons just use their strength and painlessness to rip apart the steel doors. Then they try to kill Nightwing by dragging him away while brandishing rope daggers at him, but Batman intervenes to save him. Batman imprisons Nightwing in a hidden space as he battles the Talons and their leader by himself, as Nightwing is hurt. The Talon warriors attack Batman along with Talon, but Batman utilizes a variety of explosives to blow them up. The Talons pursue Batman into the Batcave, where they blow up the roof to get inside. Damian calls Alfred and explains that the Talons cannot function in temperatures below 0, while Nightwing and Batman fight them. Later, Alfred joins the battle and uses a shotgun to repel the Talons. Alfred manages to freeze the Talons by drastically lowering the temperature, rendering them immobile.
What the hell is this?
An opportunity.
Court of Owls Lieutenant. The Court of Owls operations are managed by one of its members who also serves as the Grand Master's lieutenant. Troy Baker performs his voice. The lieutenant, who is in charge of seizing Bruce Wayne for the court, also informs Talon that he'll serve as the leader of the Talon warriors in the upcoming conflict. He seems to be the lone person opposing Bruce Wayne joining the court. When Talon betrays them and kills them, the lieutenant is among the majority of the court members who are slain.
Bats. An owl devour bats.
Court of Owls in Gotham Knights game. The Court of Owls, a covert organization that governs Gotham, is depicted in a brand new Gotham Knights picture. Gotham Knights has the enigmatic group as its major opponent, making it challenging for the Bat family to deal with. Ever since the Court of Owls secret society first appeared in comic books, it has been a well-liked Batman adversary. The Court of Owls is a fantastic adversary organization since it is a covert criminal gang that has had a hand in many of Gotham City's social and governmental foundations. Although the announcement that the Court of Owls would serve as the main opponent in Gotham Knights may excite fans, it's regrettable that the information was released so soon. The fact that the Court of Owls has previously been revealed destroys what makes the book so interesting. The Court of Owls, which can be its own faction gang in Gotham Knights' open-world Gotham City, provides for an excellent antagonistic group in terms of gameplay. Players will face off against the Court, which is made up of regular people wearing suits and owl masks, as well as the uncanny Talon adversaries, who can either be huge and carry a shield and a spiked club, or slender and appear to be a mob. While it is wonderful to know that Gotham Knights would have a clear adversary, it might have been preferable to keep this information a mystery until players actually played the game. In Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's first Batman issue of the New 52, the Court of Owls make their appearance. The band of sidekicks in Gotham Knights will have to face the Court of Owls on their own, unlike in the comics, where Batman needed the assistance of the Bat family to defeat this adversary. The Court of Owls made their comic book debut in Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman run, but the adversary has appeared in other Batman-related works as well, including the animated film Batman vs. Robin and the television series Gotham. The actors who played Batman and the Riddler, respectively, Robert Pattinson and Paul Dano, expressed a desire to see the Court of Owls in a Batman sequel. With Gotham Knights, WB Games Montreal will nevertheless be the next to assume the Court of Owls mantle. With a fresh promotional image that showcases the members of the shadowy organization as well as their lethal assassins known as Talons, Gotham Knights teases the development of the Court of Owls plot on Twitter. The Court of Owls is a mysterious society, but it may be inferred from the many masks worn by the characters in the image that each one represents a particular rank within the society. The image's background depicts what appear to be a cave with Talons scaling rock formations, which is thought to be some sort of underground base. Players in Gotham Knights contact Oswald Cobblepot's Penguin in the most recent trailer to inquire about the Court of Owls. Penguin asserts that not a whispered word is said in this passage. Unfortunately, the marketing strategies used by Gotham Knights have not been as discreet. Although it's unclear how Penguin learned about the Court of Owls, players have been aware of the secret group for the duration of Gotham Knights' public development. Looking back at the initial Gotham Knights marketing campaigns, it wasn't immediately evident what kind of a game it would be. Fans could only presume that Batman will once again be playable, and WB Games Montreal would occasionally release cryptic symbols. The Court of Owls was then lightly hinted to, before Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and Red Hood were made known as the game's playable characters. Since fans can no longer be startled by their appearance in the Gotham Knights story, any ensuing themes involving them may also be a failure. The Court of Owls' most intriguing claim is that nobody is aware of them, and that they have been secretly controlling Gotham without anyone knowing. This can result in some interesting plot twists, such as in Gotham Knights, an explanation of what killed Bruce Wayne and Jim Gordon. These revelations, however, would have been considerably more impactful if the Court of Owls had remained a complete secret from the audience until the very end of the game. The Knights could have been led down a rabbit hole as inexperienced detectives by leads to learn about crime scenes and killings that had happened in Gotham's history. The complete disclosure of the Court of Owls would have been impressive if it had taken a less obvious route. The only drawback to keeping the Court of Owls a secret would have been how boring its other enemies would have been. Given that Harley Quinn, Clayface, and Mr. Freeze are well-known villains in the Batman mythology, Gotham Knights would have to rely solely on them for its marketing. The additional bad guys in Gotham Knights are still intriguing, but it's doubtful that viewers would have been as enthusiastic about them as they are about the Court of Owls. In any case, the Court of Owls is the focal point of Gotham Knights, and even though other surprises could be in store, it's fantastic to have such a distinctive and novel antagonistic group play a significant part. Batman Arkham Origins, which served as a prelude to Rocksteady's Batman Arkham games, is the development studio's most well-known work. Although there were some negative reviews when it first came out, the majority of people now consider it to be a significant addition to the Arkham universe. Gotham Knights' plot shares certain similarities with the events that occur after Batman Arkham Knight's secret ending, despite the fact that WB Games Montreal has said its new game is unrelated to the Batman Arkham series. The Gotham Knights plot trailer depicts the Bat family carrying out investigations to solve the riddle and reveal Gotham's reality, while also examining possible causes of Batman's demise. This inquiry brings them to the Penguin, who implies the threat posed by the Court of Owls, a persistent adversary. The society, shrouded in mystery, really has been a well-kept secret for a long time. Even most Batman fans usually have not known of the Court's existence. However, this is exactly what makes them the perfect villain in the new Gotham Knights game. Despite revealing who the villain is before the game is even released, WB Montreal has managed to not only garner a lot of publicity for the new Batman game, but also introduce the Court of Owls into the mainstream. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Forever! You want this Lazarus pit? You go through me. Go! Deal with the permit!